Right now, a really high-stakes chess match is playing out on the world stage, and Iran? It's the chessboard. In this explainer, we're going to break down the bold moves and stark warnings from the US, Russia, and China that have pushed everyone right to the brink of a very dangerous confrontation.
Okay, so things really kicked off with this incredibly blunt warning from Russia's foreign ministry. And let me tell you, this is not your standard diplomatic talk. When you start throwing around phrases like disastrous consequences, that's a direct and severe message, and it's aimed squarely at Washington. So the big question is, what on earth prompted such a heavy-handed warning from Moscow? Well, the answer lies in a series of pretty bold messages and policy changes coming directly from former President Donald Trump. The first major domino to fall wasn't a message to Iran's leaders, but actually a direct shout-out to the anti-government protesters filling the streets.
I mean, look at this message, posted on Truth Social. It's just remarkable for how direct it is. It's an unambiguous call for protesters to take over their institutions. That's exactly the kind of language Russia would later condemn as fanning the flames of externally inspired unrest.
And then he drops this line that just ratchets everything up a notch. Help is on its way. He even ends it with MAGA, a little twist on his Make America Great Again slogan, but for Iran. The message couldn't be clearer, even if the specifics weren't. The U.S. is signaling it's not just going to sit on the sidelines.
And it's so important to understand the backdrop here. These messages didn't just appear out of nowhere. They landed right in the middle of reports of this brutal, deadly crackdown by Iranian authorities. We're talking about a staggering human cost.
But, it didn't just stop with words. The rhetoric was quickly followed up by a massive economic power play, basically a financial shockwave aimed at cutting Iran off from the rest of the world. 25%. Yeah, before we even get into what this is for, just let that number sink in. In the world of global trade, a number like that isn't a tax, it's a weapon. It's designed to make countries totally rethink who their friends are. And there it is. This policy basically puts a choice to the entire world. You can do business with Iran, or you can do business with the United States. You can't do both. It's an incredibly aggressive move that puts not just Iran, but every single one of its trading partners right in the crosshairs. As you can imagine, a move this big was never going to go unanswered. And the loudest pushback came from the world's #2 economy and Iran's single most important economic lifeline, China.
And this chart right here shows you exactly why China's opinion matters so much in this whole situation. Beijing buys more than 3/4 of all of Iran's oil. So any U.S. plan to isolate Iran financially is a direct challenge to China's own economic interests. It's that simple.
And China's response was, well, pretty sharp. Their embassy spokesperson basically called the tariff coercion and pressure and signaled that they weren't about to be bullied by what they see as just protectionism. This really sets the stage for a massive trade showdown. So let's pull all these pieces together, right? You've got the presidential promises, these massive tariffs, and the international blowback. It's all pointing to one thing, a really dangerous global standoff with Iran stuck right in the middle. So here's the bottom line. We've got two totally opposite worldviews crashing into each other over Iran. You've got the U.S. on one side, openly cheering on protesters and using its economic power as a weapon. And on the other side, you have Russia and China basically closing ranks, defending Iran, and calling any military threats categorically unacceptable. These two sides are on a direct collision course.
And that leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? With these world powers in such direct opposition, how is this incredibly high-stakes confrontation going to play out? The stability of the entire Middle East, and maybe even global security itself, is hanging in the balance. And now, the whole world is watching to see who blinks first.